All right, we're going. Welcome to Xybera and Horatio. EA. I can't say your fucking name right.
I'm sorry, it's complicated. Hieishiro! Xybera and Hieishiro.
Gay,
That's us. That's
Hieishiro?
him and me. Hieishiro. I'm
Gay
the
ass ratio? What?
well, no. only on Wednesdays. But regardless, it's a joke. It's a play on words. You know, Hiei is flying shadow, Shiro is white. I'm the white flying shadow. It's it was funny at the time.
That's crazy.
It is.
I just made this name up. There's no lore to it.
Oh, well, I like it.
I like it too. That's why I use it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've used it for a long time.
Yeah, years actually. So, we happen to be Zelda fans.
Indeed.
Um, as I would say one of us maybe just slightly more than the other, only based on gameplay experience.
Who would that be?
Oh well, I was gonna say I don't know how many Zelda games have you played.
Not as many as you.
Okay, well that's well, I think that settles it. But anyway, we're in the spirit of
The
the
Ocarina of Time
Ocarina of
remake.
Time remake, being reborn for the 400. I mean, Switch 2. Uh, we thought we would have a discussion about it, what we want to see, what we don't want to see, and maybe even who the strongest iteration of Link is, and maybe what would happen after this remake comes out. Who would be the strongest after this remake?
After?
Yeah, like when it comes out, is he gonna be stronger? Is it gonna be weaker than the original iteration? Like, we don't know anything about this remake.
This is true.
So, the as far as we know, it could just be a 1-to-1 better graphical updated version, which I think would be awful. But if they actually put in the time and effort and make it like a full reborn, retelling, reimagining of the old 28-year-old game, that would be great. That I do. I have a laundry list of things that I would love to see in this game. Xybera has never played Ocarina of Time,
True. I have not.
despite my best efforts to get him to do so.
Despite his
But
constant begging.
yeah, it's been pretty constant and beg like. But Xybera has I don't really know what the issue is. First, it was graphics. Then, when I told him about Ship of Harkonnen, Harkanian, however you say that, he was like, "Oh, I don't want to ruin the story for myself." So it went for graphics to spoilers. So I don't really I don't really know what the real issue is. But yeah, I'm really excited for this game. When I saw the trailer, I I didn't cry, but I teared up a little. Teared up a little. This was the first game that got me into gaming years ago, and in my opinion, this is quite possibly the best fantasy adventure game that has ever come out. So
The
yeah.
was the Ocarina of Time your first?
Yes. It was my first video game that I ever like really got my hands on. I think I
Ever?
might have I think I might have dabbled with Mario Kart 64, maybe. But as soon and I think maybe Diddy Kong Racing, but as soon as my brother was like, "Hey, check out this cool elf dude in a green suit," and put the controller in my hands, I was like, why is he so cool? And yeah, it just kind of when I think of a hero, when anyone says who's your favorite hero, the first person I immediately think of is Link from Ocarina of Time. He's got the sword, he's got the shield, he's got the whole knight aesthetic, knight in, maybe not in shining armor, but green worn tunic. That's me though. Who do you think of when someone's like, "Hey, Xybera, who's who's a hero to you?"
Uh, uh,
Uh-huh. I've never heard of but he sounds awesome.
probably like
And
Captain America.
Captain America. Okay. That
You guys
works. That
say
works.
USA?
You well. Oh man. Wow. Well, I guess I'm a traitor. Anyway, anyway, we're gonna jump into this. Which link is the strongest video?
From
And I
yep,
from
7 years ago.
7 years ago by Zeltik. I actually kind of like Zeltik. I'm curious
So I
if
guess
I don't.
I guess Tears of the Kingdom won't be in here. No
Ah,
feats from Tears of the
probably
Kingdom.
not. Yeah, no Tears of the Kingdom feats,
To
which
which
I
there
don't think
were
that matters.
he fought Ganondorf with a sword.
He used green bungee gum to combine things.
Eat your heart out, Hisoka.
That's right. That's right. And
Too busy looking at little boys anyway.
well, this is true. Link kind of looks like what Hisoka's into.
But some of them look like.
Yeah.
But
hey.
my favorite Link doesn't.
Oh, well, I mean, my favorite Link, it doesn't
Half the
technically.
game.
yeah, half the game actually. Okay, that's
All
fair.
right.
All right.
The 39-minute video. We fuck. Let's go.
We're gonna do what? All right, let's watch
Huh?
the video. No.
Giving away a Breath of the Wild DX Link figure. There's a link in the description.
Bet I missed that. You know, with a name like Zeltik, you'd think he knows something. So let's see.
What
You
would the
think.
Zelda series be without
Oh,
its
there's my boy.
hero?
Oh,
The
there
boy
he
in
is.
green, the wielder of the
There's your
sword that seals
boy?
the darkness,
Oh,
bearer
man.
of the Triforce of Courage, Link. Link throughout the series has taken on some pretty formidable enemies. Vati, the evil wind mage. Yuga, Lorel's maniacal sorcerer who's the first guy
Yeah.
since Shadow Mario to make a paintbrush look threatening. And of course, Ganon, the eternal plague
right.
on Hyrule and Link's true nemesis. But while Link has faced and defeated all manner of evil over the course of 33 years of the Zelda series, it's not always the same hero. We've actually played as 12 different incarnations of Link, different people each with the spirit of the hero, sent by the goddesses to help Hyrule in its time of need. But which Link is strongest? At the peak of their strength, with all items and abilities included, which Link is the most powerful hero in the series? Before we start, you can probably tell by the length of this video that
Who
Okay.
who do you think is the strongest?
Okay, so obviously, who I think is the strongest, given gameplay. So okay, are we doing this off of gameplay metrics, or are we doing this off of actual like in-game lore?
I would say in-game lore.
Okay. So based off of in-game lore, I would probably have to say the Hero of Legend, which is like your Link to the Past, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, and then of course Link's Awakening. That Link is probably the strongest if you consider there's something about these medallions he can use. And he could just eradicate every enemy on screen with these medallions, number one. Number two, he's gone on more adventures than any other Link. So he's got, he's played a lot of ball in Hyrule and other places.
A lot of ball.
So, sure. But if we were to go off of mechanics, I would. That's hard. I don't know. Breath of the Wild could probably take it based on mechanics alone, but I think that
I don't know any other Link that's fucking perfect dodging.
the only, but like with like lore implications, the Hero of Time can become the fierce deity Link, which he becomes a literal deity, like an 8-foot god, with like a double helix sword. He could shoot sword beams, and he's really, really strong. I don't know. There's a case for the Hero of Time. There's a case for the Hero Legend. There's a case for the Hero of the Wild. We'll just have to see. If we're talking about just raw physical, I think that Twilight Princess could probably take that one. Boys wrestling crap he shouldn't be able to, and
Catches Goron with bare hands.
yeah. Well, the Hero of Time had to have like special, like the Goron's bracelet. He had to have the silver gauntlets, the golden gauntlets to be able to lift really heavy things. So I mean, I would argue that without any help physically, probably Twilight Princess Link. I'd be okay with admitting that. But anyway, let's see what this guy has to say. The Zeltik guy. Wait, did you say who you thought was the strongest?
I agree with you. The Hero of Legend.
Hey, okay, all right, cool.
I mean, you touched on it pretty well.
Okay.
It took an insane amount of effort, so a like would be so appreciated, or subscribe if you haven't for more Zelda content. With that aside, grab a snack or something and let's put the links to the test.
Sure enough.
So we've got 12 links here, in chronological order: the Hero of the Skies from Skyward Sword, the Hero of the Minish from Minish Cap, the Hero of the Four Sword from Four Swords, the Hero of Time from Ocarina of Time, and then in the Downfall timeline, the Hero of Legend from A Link to the Past, the Oracle games and Link's Awakening, the new Hero of Hyrule from A Link Between Worlds and Triforce Heroes, and the Hero of Hyrule from Zelda 1 An Adventure of Link. Then in the child timeline, the Hero of Twilight from Twilight Princess and the Hero of Light from Four Swords Adventures, and finally the adult timeline with the Hero of Winds from the Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass, and the Hero of Spirits from Spirit Tracks, and then at the end of everything we've got the Hero of the Wild from Breath of the Wild. So here are the competitors, let's see which one's best. Obviously, although each Link is an entirely different person from one another, they're all incarnations of the hero, that only differ in things like looks, age, and the items they have at their disposal. So let's break down what makes each Link different from one another and rank them on the following categories. Physical attributes. This means a Link's age, size, endurance, etc. For example, Twilight Princess Link is a farmer in his late teens, meaning he's likely to be far stronger and have better stamina than, say, the Hero of Winds, who's just a kid from an island. Next up, item arsenal. Link's famous for it. In every Zelda game he collects and uses a whole army's worth of weaponry and tools. We'll only look at items that are somehow usable in combat here, so no Gust Bellows or Zora Flippers. Another thing to note is I'll allow all Links access to all items they've ever obtained, meaning the Hero of Time can use items from both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. The third category we'll use to rank the Links is skill, which means how good they are with the sword or the bow, or whether they have any Knights training, for example. So Breath of the Wild's Link, as Zelda's chosen knight, would have a solid advantage in this area over other Links. And finally, experience. How many adventures has this Link been on?
What is it?
I disagree with that, yeah. Yeah, I disagree with that. Because that boy was... the problem... Well, for me, even though he was trained as a soldier, he should have the clear advantage. But the dude only swings his sword in like two directions. Like he doesn't even know about like swinging his sword down or like doing like a uppercut with the sword or anything. He just knows side to side, and like, you know, the spin attack is technically side to side as well. So like technically he's one of the less sword skilled Links. Now, if you include like, oh, he can use axes and everything else, which he uses just like he uses a sword. I don't know. I don't think he has the advantage that this guy thinks he does, but okay.
Tell us how you really feel about it.
I am. I am. Yep.
Alright.
How many monsters fought and beaten, and how powerful were the villains slain by this hero? Experience matters just as much as how physically strong a Link is. So here are our categories on which we're going to rank the Links: physical, items, skills, and experience. Let's head to Hyrule and see which hero is the strongest. First off in our little Link ranking, the locomotive legend, the hero of spirits. This Link lives in New Hyrule, a young engineer's apprentice who lives with Nico. Over his adventure he defeats Chancellor Cole and ultimately Maladus, the Demon King. In terms of physical attributes, this Link ranks quite lowly. I mean, he's a kid. He's seemingly around a similar age to the Hero of Winds. We never see any particularly impressive feats of strength from him though, but his background as an apprentice engineer makes him probably slightly stronger than an average child, but still a lot weaker than other older Links. In terms of his item arsenal too, this Link really struggles. He wields the Locomo sword, which is vastly inferior to some other Link swords like the Master Sword, and he has the Shield of Antiquity, which is the same shield used by the Hero of Winds in Phantom Hourglass, though it can't be upgraded in this game. He can use the basic boomerang, a whip, up to 30 bombs, and a bow with up to 50 arrows, the Sand Wand, the Spirit Flute, and the Bow of Light, although it's pretty weak in this game, no stronger than a bomb and only twice as strong as a normal arrow. Skills wise, the Hero of Spirits actually isn't too bad. He can use Swordsman Scrolls in the game, which allow him to shoot sword beams out of the Locomo sword when at full health, as well as use the Great Spin Attack, but otherwise nothing else. Experience wise, yet again this guy really doesn't have much going for him. Spirit Tracks is his only adventure, during which he travels across New Hyrule taking on Chancellor Cole and Maladus. Maladus is a powerful villain, but doesn't really hold a candle to some of the other villains in the series.
What do you mean, bud?
Moving upwards, we've got the Hero of the Four Sword, from, well, Four Swords.
No.
While he's technically just one hero, this Link is famous for his ability to use the Four Sword to split into 4 copies of himself: green, red, blue, and purple Link. Over the course of his adventure, these 4 Links defeat Vati, who had been sealed in the Four Sword by the Hero of the Minish during the Minish Cap. First off, physical attributes. Most of this Link's power comes from the fact he can split himself into 4. But as a single hero, he's really not any more powerful than the Hero of Spirits, still just a young kid. We don't know anything about his past, but we don't see any particularly impressive feats of strength, so we can just put him around the same as the Hero of Spirits. However, this Link does have a better item arsenal. Of course, the Four Sword is an incredibly powerful legendary blade, far superior to the Locomo sword, and its ability to split him into 4 makes him physically
6
quite
squares,
powerful.
that's pretty powerful.
It augments his physical attributes, multiplying them by 4 times, so there's 4 of him. In Four Swords, all Links share the same heart containers, however, meaning damaging one clone will harm all 4. He can use the bombs, basic boomerang, bow, the Nat Hat, which allows him to become tiny, the magnetic glove, the Chain Chomp, which is a volatile but powerful item that damages not only enemies but also other Links. He also has even more items which augment his physical attributes, such as the Pegasus Boots, which grant him incredible speed, and the Rocks Cape, which allows him to jump, an ability which few Links possess. However, each Link clone can only use one item at a time. Overall, this Link's arsenal is versatile and powerful, with the Four Sword, Rocks Cape, and Pegasus Boots giving him the ability to jump, incredible speed, and the strength of 4 Links. In terms of skill though, this Link falls behind a bit. They don't learn any special abilities, and having 4 Links doesn't make the original any more skilled with a sword or a bow. He can just use basic Link skills like the spin attack, but other than that it's just the basic horizontal swipe. Experience too he struggles in. He only has one adventure, which is one of the shortest in the series, and only faces Vati, who's an admittedly powerful villain, but less so than others in the series.
I could make an argument that the 3D Links are just infinitely superior, since all the other like top-down Links, they're 2D. I could argue that because they're 3-dimensional, they're just narratively like they're infinitely above their 2D counterparts.
Let's not get into that.
That would be hilarious. Because think about it, like in a 2D Zelda game, swiping your sword left and right is pretty useful. Since you only you're only going to be attacked in like one like your X and Y axis, but in 3D it's like, you know, they can be above you, they be underneath you, you know.
Can't stop yawning. Oh,
I'm sorry. This is
no,
it's stressful for you.
No.
First Link chronologically in the Zelda timeline, the hero of the skies. This hero was born on
He looks familiar.
Skyloft, ages after the first war against Demise. At the start of his adventure, he's a young adult. He's physically very fit and is a student at the Knight Academy. He can also climb, which is something that few Links can, and sprint, albeit both at the cost of stamina. Link in this game is physically very powerful. Without any strength boosting items, we see him perform feats like lift and use the giant swords of Koloktos during its boss battle, or shield bash blows from Demise. In terms of items, Skyward Sword has a decent arsenal at his disposal. With the true Master Sword and Hylian Shield, he's got the most powerful sword and shield we've seen so far in this little list, a heavy duty tunic which includes chainmail for added protection, the Fire Shield earrings which protect him from extreme heat and some fire attacks, the bow which can be upgraded to the powerful Sacred Bow with a quiver that holds up to 50 arrows, the double claw shots, a bomb bag with up to 40 bombs, and the whip. This Link is pretty well kitted out. This Link also ranks pretty solidly with his skills. He's trained by Aegis at the Knight Academy and can use techniques such as the spin attack, shield bash and fatal blow, and he's able to hold his ground in a straight up sword fight with both Girahim and Demise. He can also use techniques like the Skyward Strike, as well as conducting lightning through his sword.
Whooping his ass.
And finally, in terms of experience, the hero of the skies suffers in that Skyward Sword is his only adventure. Despite this though, he's shown to be very intelligent with a perfectly balanced heart, evidenced by him being able to wish upon the Triforce without it separating, and the fact that after the game he founded Hyrule alongside the princess. This Link also stood toe to toe with Demise, the literal source of all evil in the Zelda universe, defeating him in single combat, so major points for that.
But Demise was
Alright, next up, the third hero to wield the Four Sword canonically, the Hero of Light from Four Swords Adventures. Again, there's nothing particularly impressive about this Link's physical attributes, similar to the heroes of Spirits and the Four Sword. Item-wise though, he actually has an insanely powerful arsenal. Like before, he wields the Four Sword, allowing him to split into 4 copies, thus multiplying his physical advantages by 4 times, and these ones don't share heart containers like last time, making him more durable. He also has use of the blue bracelet, though it's a temporary item, as well as the bombs, boomerang, bow, fire rod, and hammer. They can use the power bracelets too, which augment their physical strength, though again it's just a temporary item. Like the hero of the Minish, this Link can use the Pegasus boots to grant incredible speed and the Roc's Feather to jump, further augmenting his physical attributes. Both can actually be upgraded during the game, allowing Link to jump over large gaps with the boots and double jump with the feather. But unlike his item arsenal, his skills aren't anything particularly impressive. He lacks the options for different sword strikes and bow aiming that the hero of the skies has, and doesn't learn hidden technique, instead just performing basic moves. Experience wise though, this Link actually isn't too bad. While Four Swords Adventures is his only game, he defeats not only the Wind Mage Vati completely, but also defeats the King of Darkness Ganon, sealing him in the Four Sword.
A mindless version of him, but yeah.
Next up, the hero of the Minish, the young Link who saved Hyrule from Vati's wrath for the first time. Compared to the hero of the skies or the hero of Twilight, this Link is physically a lot weaker.
Like this hero. I actually like the hero of the Minish.
What the fuck was that?
What?
I scratched my forehead and my model fucking did a fucking animation.
Yeah, I was just gonna ignore it, but now that you mention it, yeah, it's kind of creepy. Xybera learned the I don't know, size spell.
That was my Finance at Freddy's audition.
Oh, I think you'll get it.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's one of the extras that gets killed, but I think you'll get it. Yeah, you're probably getting shoved in a.
I don't want to get. I don't want to get shoved in Springtrap's ass.
Who said anything about ass? I did. Okay. All right, hero of the Minish, tiny but mighty.
Although he's an apprentice blacksmith, he's one of the youngest Links, similar in age to the hero of Spirits or the Four Sword. What he lacks in physical attributes though, this Link more than makes up for with his item arsenal. While he lacks the Master Sword and Hylian Shield, instead having the slightly inferior Four Sword and Mirror Shield, this Link can use the magical boomerang, up to 99 bombs, the bow with 99 regular arrows including the sacred light arrows. And similar to the hero of the Four Sword, this hero can split into 4 copies of himself. Though they can't act independently of one another, they can combine to give this Link 4 times his normal strength, allowing him to push large objects he normally wouldn't be able to. Like with Four Swords, these 4 Links all use the same heart containers, and if you move into a wall, the clones vanish. He also has access to the Rock's Cape, which allows him to jump, and the Pegasus Boots, which allow him to run at superhuman speeds. Like other Links, these two alter his physical attributes. While he himself is physically weak and less athletic than the Hero of the Skies, these 2 items allow him to move quicker and with more agility. In terms of skills, this hero shines.
Whoa.
While he's not trained at a Knight's Academy, instead just an apprentice.
Hang on. Whoa. It is true that he can learn a bunch of different like sword skills, but these are sword skills that I consider to be not that useful. Because for most of the game, your simple sword swipes are going to be enough. There's one skill in particular that he uses that I think is really, really good and puts him above most Links when it comes to like sword combat. And it's the Hurricane Spin, where he just spins, and just like in Wind Waker, where he does the Hurricane Spin. Wind Waker, he gets like dizzy and he has to like recover from the spin attack or whatever. This version of Link, if I remember correctly, he doesn't have the cooldown on that. He can just keep using it. I mean, you have to charge up your sword to max before you can use it again, but you just keep tapping the B button and he'll just keep spinning, and you can move around with him while he spins. And but everything else, he has like the Pegasus run with the sword. He does that. He has like the rock. If you combine the Rock's Cape with the sword, he does like a downward AoE stab attack. I mean, he's not that kitted out, in my opinion. I don't know why this guy is putting him so high, but I mean, it's whatever.
Apprentice blacksmith, throughout the game he can learn from the Tiger Scrolls taught by the Blade Brothers. Through this training, he's able to learn the spin attack, sword beam, dash attack, peril beam, rock breaker, roll attack, down thrust, and the great spin attack techniques, putting him as easily one of the most skilled Links when it comes to swordplay. In experience though, this Link isn't too great. While he saves Hyrule from Vati, travelling through the land as both a full-sized hero and a minute Picori, the Minish Cap is his only adventure, giving him a disadvantage when it comes to experience. The adventure is a lot larger in scope though than Four Swords, giving him a slight edge, but Vati is a far weaker villain than Ganondorf or Demise.
I do agree. Oh, there's your boy.
Right, next up,
It's
a
my
fan
boy.
favourite, the teenage hero of Twilight from Twilight Princess. First off, physical attributes, and man, this Link was actually a complete beast. He's one of the oldest Links we've seen, giving him a strong physical advantage over most others, being a late teenage farmer. He's lean and muscular, and one thing to note is that without any items to increase his physical attributes, like the power bracelets, this Link was able to wrestle Ordonian goats, Gorons, and even challenge the strength of Pyrus. Hell, in the duel versus Ganondorf, we can see this Link push back the King of Evil, who wields the Triforce of Power in a sword lock. In terms of raw physical strength, this Link is an absolute beast, and no other hero comes close. However, this absolute monster of a hero is let down by his item arsenal. While varied and useful, he lacks the insanely powerful items that other Links bring to the table. He doesn't have the Pegasus Boots for speed, or an item to augment his already incredible strength, meaning he actually ends up weaker than Links who do have items like the power bracelets. The hero of Twilight can use the Ball and Chain, again just due to his incredible physical strength, up to 60 regular bombs, the bow with 100 arrows, the double claw shots, the Gale Boomerang, and the Hawkeye, which allows him to aim his bow with pinpoint accuracy, and he wields the Master Sword and Hylian Shield. One
it's like
interesting
really
item the hero of Twilight can use is the magic armor, which when worn makes him completely invulnerable to all attacks. Instead of draining hearts, you lose rupees when hit. This item is ridiculously powerful, and in the HD remake you can have up to 9,999 rupees, meaning the hero of Twilight can be invulnerable for quite a long time. However, even when not being hit, the armor drains your rupees at a rate of 2 per second, meaning that he can't remain invincible indefinitely. This limits this item from being instantly one of the best in the series. Skills wise, the hero of Twilight is also no slouch. The hero's shade trains Link personally,
that's fair.
the
that's
only
fair.
time a previous hero has passed on his knowledge to his
I wonder who that
successor.
is.
Through the
Oh,
hero's
wow.
shade, the hero of Twilight can learn the Ending Blow, Shield Attack, Back Slice, Helm Splitter, Mortal Draw, Jump Strike, and Great Spin, easily making him one of the greatest swordsmen among the Links. And finally,
Bad
experience. Twilight Princess was obviously this hero's first and only adventure, though it is
Sadly.
long and arduous, and he defeats not only Zant
used to
but
be a Zelda
Ganondorf,
enemy that took
killing
a
him for
sword to
good
me.
with the Master Sword.
I don't know about for good.
The original hero from the very first two Zelda games, the hero of Hyrule. This Link defeated Ganon in Zelda 1 as well as
There's something
prevented
going on
his
screen.
resurrection and woke the sleeping Princess
Listen,
Zelda in Adventure
This
of
is a
Link.
pretty cool Link.
Physically, he's
I'll be
nothing
honest.
particularly special,
I like all his
although he's
items.
stronger than most child
Yeah.
Links as a result of him being a young adult in
that
Zelda
book
2
sticking out of
and
his,
can jump in that.
Did you see the book sticking out of his tunic?
No.
That's the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Bible. Anyway, continue.
Game, making him both more physically powerful and agile than most Links. And adventuring through both Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 means that this Link's kitted out heavily. He wields the magical sword, which is the most powerful sword in games that don't feature the Master Sword. He has the magical boomerang, bombs, bow along with the silver arrows which are twice as powerful as normal ones and can kill Ganon, the magical rod which can shoot fire, the blue ring which halves damage taken, the red ring which
Of course,
doubles
and
damage
Breath of the Wild
output,
Link showed
the
up in the
power
background.
bracelet which increases his physical
Yeah.
strength and allows him to move heavy rocks, and the handy glove which allows him to crush stone blocks with his sword.
Whoa! Yeah, I
He
didn't
also
get that
has
part of
access
it.
to powerful spells like Jump, increasing his agility, Shield, increasing his durability, the ability to turn into a fairy, shoot fireballs,
What?
reflect projectiles,
What?
Yeah, that's
and most
crazy.
powerful of all,
Wow.
summon a thunderstorm that heavily damages all enemies on screen.
What?
Skills-wise, this
Holy
Link is
crap.
slightly superior to most others. In Zelda 1, he can only slash his sword and shoot sword beams, but in Zelda 2, he can perform multiple techniques like the downward thrust and jump thrust. And obviously, being in two games, the hero of Hyrule is more experienced than many other Links. He faced and defeated Ganon in single combat, as well as defeating the Thunderbird and his own shadow in order to obtain the Triforce of
First time we ever
Courage.
saw Dark. I wanna
Next,
point
we've got
out,
a fan
though,
favourite.
that when he fought Ganon, after losing so much, like Ganon has slowly like decayed over time to this weird monster pig thing that's not as intelligent as his Ganondorf counterpart. But yeah, he is impressive. He is actually the only Link in the series to actually have killed Ganon. Like killed him for good. He didn't just seal him away, he actually killed him with
Well,
the
apparently
silver
the
arrow.
hero of Twilight also did that.
No, the hero of Twilight sealed Ganon away. Anytime you
That's
see
not what he said. He said he killed him for good.
Nah, he he lied. He didn't kill Ganondorf. Anytime the Master Sword is a part of the equation, the Master Sword seals evil. It repels evil, but it doesn't permanently get rid of it. Like the light arrows. The light arrows stun and damage Ganon or Ganondorf, but they don't kill him. The only thing that we know of that kills Ganon is the silver arrows. Because in Zelda 1, it's about killing Ganon. He kills Ganon. In Zelda 2, it's about keeping him dead because the enemies want to sprinkle Link's blood on his ashes and revive him. So, you know, yeah, this is the only Link that's actually completely. He actually broke the curse of demise.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I think that's something to consider.
The hero of the wild. Awoken after a century of healing in the Shrine of Resurrection, this hero took on the Calamity Ganon amidst the ruins of the Kingdom of Hyrule, finally freeing it from the perils of the Great Calamity. Physically, this Link is tough. He's one of the oldest Links we've played as, a young adult, and he's in strong physical shape, able to climb mountains, to sprint, to hold himself aloft on a paraglider, and even to parry powerful attacks or the charge of a Lynel. This Link is physically in incredible shape, one of the strongest in the series with ease. His item arsenal is also one of the strongest we've seen yet. Breath of the Wild obviously went away.
What?
So he's got stamina, so he can't be in that good of shape. Other Links in Zelda, they don't even have stamina bars. They just run from now on. But yeah, you know, whatever. I guess
With the classic Zelda item progression, meaning there's no hook shots from dungeons, bomb bags, or the hero's bow. Instead, he relies on what he finds in the wild, collected from ancient chests, ruins, or stolen from slain enemies. The most powerful sword, not in damage output but lore-wise, is of course the Master Sword, which this Link can upgrade through the Trial of the Sword in order to unlock its true power. He can use the Hylian Shield, which, while breakable, takes an insane 19 Guardian laser blasts before shattering. And of course he has the Sheikah Slate, a multi-tool which can spawn bombs, freeze bodies of water, act as an electromagnet, freeze objects and even enemies in time, even spawn a motorbike. It's one of the most powerful Zelda items ever, even just stasis itself being horrifyingly strong.
He's got. It is actually the strongest thing he's got. Is that Sheikah Slate?
Yeah.
Absolutely the strongest freaking thing around. The fact that he can freeze people in time. Now, there's a caveat with the freezing people in time thing. You know, there's a cooldown on it. And if I remember correctly, it doesn't work on everything. So, like, there are things that can resist it. So,
I think Ken can resist it.
I think he can resist it too. Yeah, I would go as far as to say that if Link had to fight like an iteration of himself, the stasis probably wouldn't work on that iteration.
Yeah,
like if he had to fight Dark Link, I would assume it wouldn't work on him. So but that's just my 2 cents.
In addition to these, he's granted Champions abilities, powers from each of the 4 Hylian champions. The power of a defensive counterattack from Daruk, making him invulnerable for up to 3 hits, the power to summon a thunderstorm from Urbosa, the power to revive from death from Mipha, and the power to leap into the skies on a tornado from Rivali. He also obtains the Bow of Light during the final battle, which is one of the most powerful bows we've seen in the series yet, and in addition to this, he can use Ancient Arrows, which are pretty much the most powerful arrows along with Wind Waker's Light Arrows that we've seen. They can one-hit kill any non-boss enemy, consigning them to oblivion. Overall, this Link has an incredibly unique but solid item arsenal. Oh man, skills. In terms of skills, this is single-handedly the most talented and experienced hero there is.
What?
When he was just a boy, this hero managed to pull the Master Sword from its pedestal and slay a Lynel in single combat.
What?
He killed a Guardian with only a pot lid and was appointed Zeltik.
What was that absolute BS that was gurgitated? What? Born into a line of Knights, Link was skilled with a blade and bow and was also an accomplished rider. Gripping the Master Sword, this knight was to become the key to sealing Calamity Ganon. It is said that the legendary Master Sword can only be wielded by a hero chosen by the sword itself, and its whereabouts had long been a mystery. The details of how Link obtained the sword 100 years ago have been lost to the mists of time. Ask him! But since he was in possession of it for a number of years prior to becoming a champion, he was likely around 12 or 13 years old when it happened. The Ocarina of Time Link was younger. Extracting the Master Sword from the pedestal where it rests requires unparalleled character and physical strength. Okay, so they're really glazing Ocarina of Time Link right now. Okay. The toll taken from the attempt will kill anyone unworthy of wielding the blade. Because of this, it is clear that Link always possessed extraordinary physicality and a strong heart worthy of a hero. There are also
Wouldn't it
stories of
be
Link
vitality?
testing.
If it kills anyone who isn't worthy?
I would say that that's like a stamina feat because of how this Master Sword works, which I still don't understand how it works. Let's see. There are also stories besting all of Hyrule's seasoned knights when he was only a child. Okay? According to tales told by the long-lived Zora, Link visited Zora's domain when he was younger and formed a bond with them, defeating a Lionel and teaching various skills to Zora children. This story sheds light on both his physical abilities and his strength of character. So, like, lore-wise, how are we supposed to like scale a Lionel? Like, the reason I ask is like a Lionel is like a lion, lion, half horse, half
man.
anthropomorphic man. Yeah. It has a varied arsenal and stuff, but like other Links have defeated, I mean, it's not even a boss. And like other Links have defeated much more terrifying enemies than a Lionel. And again, this Link, he's supposed to be this seasoned warrior, but the dude can't figure out how to swing his sword in more than 2 directions. I don't know. Maybe I'm just salty. He does have the jump attack, and I guess he does technically have the sword thrust downward, but he doesn't even have the cool sword skills that Twilight Princess and Wind Waker Link has. So your character is really Xybera is really trying to grow here. Anyway, okay, it's calm down, you Gluck champion.
Single combat. He killed a guardian with only a pot lid and was appointed Zelda's chosen knight, sworn to defend her.
Oh, right, because he's got the damn. That's so stupid. See, that's a mechanic thing, though. I don't think that's a skill. I hope, I really do. In this new Zelda remake, I hope we get some like ability to parry. That would be really cool. And not just with the Hylian shield. I think if you get the big Goron sword, if you time your parry just right, you should be able to parry attacks with it. That would be really cool.
He did against the Yiga, and he killed hordes of Lynels, Moblins and Bokoblins with relative ease, with only the Master Sword, no shield. During the Great Calamity, he defended the princess and the people of Hyrule against guardians, destroying scores of the machines before finally falling. And when he awakens a century later, he's still a beast. He can perform all manner of different sword techniques with all manner of different weaponry, including using bullet time to attack enemies in slow motion or aim a bow with pinpoint accuracy. This Link is by far the single most skilled with a weapon. And finally, experience. Given his past as Zelda's chosen knight, this Link definitely doesn't lack experience, as well as travelling across the entirety of the ruined Hyrule, freeing the land from a century of terror. Breath of the Wild is his only adventure so far though, meaning he falls behind some other Links with more quests under their belts, but defeating Calamity Ganon and the pure embodiment of hatred and malice, Dark Beast Ganon, makes him more experienced than most. Next we have the saviour of both Hyrule and Lorule, the oddly named new hero of Hyrule from A Link Between Worlds, who defeats both Yuga and Ganon before travelling to Hytopia during Triforce Heroes and defeats Lady Maud. Physically, he's again nothing impressive, a young boy, so we'll rank him similarly to the hero of the Minish and other young Links. However, like the hero of the Minish, this Link is decked to the teeth with a ridiculous arsenal. I'd argue second only to one other Link. We've got not only the Master Sword, but the level 3 Master Sword, tempered twice with Master Ore, upgraded versions of the Bombs, Boomerang, Fire Rod, Hammer, Hookshot, Ice Rod, Sand Rod, Tornado Rod, and Bow. The Hylian Shield, the Red Mail, which reduces all damage taken by 75%, the Titan's Mitt, which grants superhuman strength, Pegasus Boots, which grants superhuman speed, and the Bow of Light. In addition to all of this, he can use outfits in Triforce Heroes, costumes that empower him with different abilities, such as the Cheetah costume, which allows Link to run quickly, even the Fierce Deity's armor, which doubles his damage output and allows him to shoot sword beams. Of course, it's not the real Fierce Deity, but it's a powerful item regardless. In terms of skills, this Link really doesn't have too much to show, but just performs basic Link techniques like the spin attack and the sword beam, or the dash attack if he runs with the Pegasus boots.
I still love
And finally, experience. This Link's been on 2 separate adventures, more than many
has?
Links, both A Link Between Worlds and Triforce Heroes.
Oh.
In the
I didn't
former,
like
he
Triforce
defeated
Heroes.
not only Yuga but Yu Ganon,
Yeah.
a merged monstrosity wielding both the Triforce of Power and the Triforce
You
of
would
Wisdom.
think this would be like a stronger boss because it's like Ganondorf squared. But
He's kind of a pussy.
sorry, I guess Ganon squared. But
All I had to do was like
Hero
go into
wins.
paintings.
Oh look, I know I'm gonna really piss people off with this take. This is the most overrated Link on the list right here. This guy right here. I cannot stand this version of Link, and I'll tell you why when he starts getting into some of his lore and stuff.
Moving on, let's look at the adult timeline with the Wind Waker. The Hero of Winds was born on Outset Island, where he lived in peace until the Helmarok King kidnapped his sister. He wasn't a hero chosen by the gods. This Link forced the gods to choose him. He dragged the Triforce of Courage up from the bottom of the ocean and forged it back together. Physically, the Hero of Winds isn't anything particularly special. He's a young boy who never held a sword before the start of his adventure. Despite this though, we've seen him perform some fantastic acrobatic feats, like leaping 10 feet into the air to plunge the Master Sword into Ganondorf's skull, and some feats of strength, like being able to lift and use weapons designed for darkness, or swing the massive skull hammer. Compared to the Hero of Twilight or the Hero of the Skies, this Link is quite weak, but he's physically more powerful than he should be for a kid of his age. The Hero of Winds can use the power bracelets, which grant him superhuman strength, enough to lift and throw stone statues weighing multiple tons. Like the Hero of Time, he wields the Master Sword, though he doesn't have access to the legendary Hylian shield, instead having the Mirror Shield like the Hero of the Minish. He can carry up to 99 bombs, and his hero's bow can use regular, fire and ice arrows with a quiver holding up to 99 arrows. His bow can also fire the strongest arrows in the series, pure golden dart-like light arrows that instantly annihilate any non-boss enemy they hit. These things are godlike. The Hero of the Winds also has the classic hookshot and boomerang. He has the skull hammer and the magic armor, a mystic protective barrier around him that protects him from any and all damage at the cost of magic or rupees in the HD remake. This is easily one of the most powerful items in the series, even better than its equivalent in the hands of the Hero of Twilight, as it doesn't continuously drain rupees. The Hero of Winds also has the Phantom Hourglass, an item which allows him to survive in the Temple of the Ocean King, but more importantly temporarily freeze time with the help of his fairy, Seela. This is an insanely powerful ability, which would absolutely give him an edge against most Links when it came to combat. It doesn't just freeze an enemy like Stasis, or slow time around Link like the Song of Inverted Time, it stops time entirely except for Link. However, since it can only be used during boss battles with the help of Seela, the Spirit of Time and Courage, I won't count it as heavily as I would if he could use it whenever. Another incredibly powerful asset the Hero of Winds has at his disposal is the Spirit Gems, collectible items found across the world of Phantom Hourglass. There are 3 categories: Power, Wisdom and Courage Gems. When all power gems are collected, Link can deal 4 times normal damage with his sword. When all wisdom gems collected, Link takes 4 times less damage and has a more powerful shield. And when all courage gems are collected, Link can fire sword beams. With all of the spirit gems, the Hero of Winds is insanely powerful. In terms of skills, the Wind Waker Link is pretty well rounded. While he's just a boy from Outset Island, he's personally trained by Orca, the village's resident swordmaster. Through Orca, Link learns the various sword slashes, the spin attack, the parry in which he avoids an enemy attack and strikes them from behind, and the hurricane spin. During Phantom Hourglass, with the help of a swordsman's scroll, he can also learn the Great Spin attack. While not as skilled as other Links like the Hero of the Minish, the Hero of Winds is still a force to be reckoned with a sword in hand. And finally, experience. This Link ventures out through sheer will from Outset Island, eventually rebuilding the Triforce of Courage, restoring the Master Sword to its full might, and slaying the King of Evil, Ganondorf, once and for all amidst the sinking kingdom of Hyrule. Later, along with Zeltik,
coming back. What do you mean once and for all? It keeps coming back. There was no once and for all, and let me explain that the Ganondorf that he defeated didn't even like he had already lost the Triforce of Power. He was a depowered Ganondorf. He didn't even have the Triforce of Power. He was defeated, and he was literally just fighting them out of spite. He had nothing left to lose. He wasn't a powerful magician. He wasn't a warlock. He just pulled out a pair of swords and started sword fighting because he was mad. He was throwing a tantrum. Like, he didn't even fight a really strong iteration of Ganondorf. I'm sorry. I cannot stand how much praise this Link gets. Because, oh, he was revolutionary. Look at his art style. His art style sucks. I don't like it. He looks like a weird midget. Disproportional, and yeah, I don't know. I cannot stand this Link for personal reasons.
Zelda, he finds himself in the world of the Ocean King, where he defeats the parasitic Bellum during Phantom Hourglass. Having 2 adventures under his belt makes the Hero of Winds a well-experienced Link despite his young age. The Hero
Bellum
of
was a
Winds is
harder
an
boss than
absolute
freaking
monster.
Ganondorf.
Physically, he's nothing special, but he can augment himself with the power bracelets, giving himself superhuman strength. He wields the Master Sword, he can protect himself with the magic armor, and even stop time completely using the Phantom Hourglass.
Which is technically better than Breath of the
So
Wild.
that's every Link so far, from the weakest we've seen the Hero of Spirits, all the way up to the incredibly powerful Hero of Winds. It makes sense that Ganon's failed every time he's tried to seize Hyrule so far, with these absolute monsters defending it. But there are 2 left, 2 that are leagues beyond any other Link that I've gone over so far. So let's put these 2 final Links head to head. The Hero of Time from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and the Hero of Legend from A Link to the Past, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, and Link's Awakening. The most iconic Link in all of the Zelda series is the Hero of Time. Now obviously this Link is sort of 2 Links. We see and play as him when he's a kid of around 10 years old, as well as a young adult of 17. I'll still treat him as one hero though, as it's the same character.
He is still 10 years old in his mind because he didn't mature. Only his body matured. His mind didn't mature. He was shocked to look down and see that he had matured 7 years in the chamber the Chamber of Sages. So yeah, this is still a 10-year-old boy.
Glazing.
I promise I'll glaze more later.
Okay.
But rank everything when he was at his strongest. In terms of physical attributes, the Hero of Time is pretty tough. At his most physically powerful, this Link was a 17-year-old, tall and muscular, and when he's a child, he's able to perform flips and somersaults with ease. While he's physically fit, we don't see him perform any incredible feats of strength unassisted, so I think it's safe to assume that physically he's a little less powerful than the Hero of the Skies.
That's fine.
The Hero of Legend, on the other hand, is slightly weaker physically. He's young, around the same age as the Link from A Link Between Worlds, so he doesn't really...
I was playing A Link to the Past last night.
Yeah.
And I got through the castle and got to the cell where Zelda is.
Uh-huh.
And on my way out of the castle, I died like 5 times in a row.
Oh no. Yeah, that game I started. I got halfway through it and said I'm done. I lost interest in it. I hate to admit that, but I don't like top downs usually. I thought the Minish Cap was probably the best top down that I've played. I've also played Link's Awakening. I got to like the last dungeon and just said I'm just bored with it. Like it was cool. Like I actually had more fun playing Link's Awakening on the old Game Boy than I did playing A Link to the Past. I'll be honest.
He ranked too highly on this one. But man, both of these heroes have some serious equipment to bring to the table. In the Hero of Time's case, immediately amending the fact that he doesn't perform any feats of strength, we have the Golden Gauntlets, gloves which grant this hero incredible strength. He's able to lift and throw giant stone pillars with relative ease. He wields the Master Sword and Hylian Shield, though can also use the mighty Big Goron Sword, and has items like the Long Shot, which is the longest reaching hookshot in this series, the Boomerang, Megaton Hammer, up to 40 bombs, the bow with up to 40 arrows including the Ice, Fire and Light arrows, the Hover Boots, the healing Nehru's Love spell, and the powerful explosive Din's Fire spell. And that's just adult Link in Ocarina of Time. In Majora's Mask, Link has access to the Gilded Sword and Great Fairy's Sword, though I'd argue that while they deal more damage than it, the Master Sword is still the Hero of Time's most powerful weapon. He also has the use of masks, powerful magic artifacts which either transform him completely or grant him magical abilities. There's the Goron mask, which transforms him into a powerful Goron and allows use of the Goron roll, though this is likely less physically strong than the Hero of Time with the Golden Gauntlets. The Deku mask allows him to fly, and the Zora's mask throws boomerangs and can swim underwater with ease. The Bunny hood allows him to run at superhuman speed similar to the Pegasus boots, and the Giant's mask turns him into a colossal titan. With the masks, the Hero of Time can basically augment his physical attributes in whichever ways suit the current situation. And of course, Link's trump card, perhaps the most powerful single item in the Zelda series, the Fierce Deity's mask. Donning this mask grants Link the powers of a dark god. In this form, he takes on the appearance of adult Link but far taller and stronger. He can swing a colossal double helix sword which sends forth powerful blade beams. The mask's description reads, "Could this mask's dark power be as bad as Majora?" This item essentially bestows the power of a god upon the Hero of Time. We only see its powers versus the 5 main bosses in Majora's Mask, though it makes them a breeze. Seeing this mask face Ganon would truly be a fight to behold. So how does the Hero of Legend manage to respond to that insane item arsenal? Well, he packs just as much of a punch with his gear. Starting off, he's superior to the Hero of Time in that he wields the Golden Sword, which is the Master Sword that has been upgraded twice. To accompany this, the Mirror Shield in A Link to the Past is a colossal shield that can reflect most projectiles. He also has access to the Big Goron Sword during Oracle of Seasons. He wears the Red Mail, which is far superior to any armour the Hero of Time wears, reducing all damage taken by 75%, and could use the Blue Ring to reduce damage taken by half in Oracle of Ages, or the Red Ring which doubles all damage dealt. In fact, in the Oracle games he can use up to 64 different rings which perform different effects, such as allowing him to punch enemies, become a moblin or a like, perform double spin attacks, or slowly heal himself without the use of items. He has the Pegasus boots, allowing for extreme speed, and the Titan's mitt, power gloves or power bracelets, allowing him to lift tons of stone with ease, or throw gigantic dinosaurs. He can jump with the Rock's Feather or the Rock's Cape, granting him agility the Hero of Time lacks. He carries a bow which can shoot both regular and silver arrows, which are arrows so powerful they annihilate any non-boss enemy in a single hit, and can damage Ganon. He has the magical boomerang, hookshot, bombs, hammer, fire rod, ice rod, and the Cane of Burner, which when used projects a magical barrier around him similar to the magic armor from the Wind Waker, which makes him invulnerable to any attacks, and damages enemies that are near him at the cost of magic power. The magic cape too makes him completely invincible and invisible, though it uses slightly more magic than the cane. But he's not only immune to all damage when he has magic power, his damage output is godlike. With the Bombos medallion he can summon explosions all around him, completely incinerating any normal enemies nearby, clearing the screen. With the Ether medallion he can summon lightning similar to Zelda 2's Thunder spell, and with the Quake medallion an earthquake. In terms of equipment, I think the Hero of Legend has the largest and greatest arsenal of any single Link. If he has access to every item he's ever owned and has magic power, he's completely invulnerable to all damage, which even if he did take would be reduced by huge amounts by his armor and rings. He wields a sword 2 levels above even the Master Sword, can create lightning, earthquakes or explosions at will, has superhuman speed, strength and can jump. It's actually insane how powerful this hero is with his full armory. In terms of skills, the Hero of Time's abilities are nothing to scoff at. He doesn't learn any skills during his games and can only perform basic Link abilities like the jump attack and spin attack, but the Hero of Time goes on to train his successor, the Hero of Twilight, in the ways of the sword, teaching him abilities such as the Ending Blow, Helm Splitter and Mortal Draw. The Hero of Legend also has his fair share of techniques, however he's not shown to be anywhere near as skilled as the Hero of Time. He can perform the basic Link moves such as the spin attack, dash attack and sword beam, and some more advanced techniques like hand-to-hand combat, but he falls behind a tad here. And
the screen. Like, do you really need the sword skill if you can just press the button of a medallion and it just wipes the screen?
I mean, limits.
Sure. But this guy apparently isn't taking those into account. Like, the Hero of Time can have double the amount of magic. Like, he has a thing where he has, like, double magic meter. He also has, like, the protective spells. Din's Fire protects him and kind of, like, creates this barrier around him that deals damage. He can also freeze time with Din's Fire, which that doesn't get covered, I think, for some reason. But I'm sure that he's thinking that's just a game mechanic. This Link literally taught himself how to sword fight and became quite possibly the greatest swordsman in Zelda. As a matter of fact, he's the only Link that like teaches his successor through time, which is kind of cool. Now, I mean, the whole thing with, well, Breath of the Wild Link taught the Zoras how to use... They use spears! They don't even use sword. Like, the Zoras usually use spear. There's, like, the Zora sword. I don't see any Zoras using any of those techniques. Those kids probably were just like, wow, Link, that's really cool, and then never used them. But, you know, whatever.
Finally, experience. In case you hadn't guessed, the Hero of Time is easily one of the most experienced. He grew up in Kokiri Forest, adventured across Hyrule and saved it from Ganon, defeating the Demon King in single combat before travelling back in time, preventing his rise to power. He then travels to the land of Termina, where he saves its people from Majora's Mask and the Falling Moon before returning to Hyrule. Years later, his spirit teaches the Hero of Twilight in the form of the Hero's Shade. In terms of experience, there really aren't that many Links that can compete with the Hero of Time. But one of those Links is the Hero of Legend, the Link who's been on the single most amount of adventures of any, with 4 quests under his belt. He's gone toe to toe with Ganon, who was wielding the full might of the Triforces of Courage, Power and Wisdom, and emerged victorious. He saved the lands of Labrina and Holodrum from Onox and Veron, defeating Twin Rover and preventing the proper resurrection of Ganon, slaying the mindless Demon King in his second Ganon fight. In addition to this, he saved the Windfish from the Nightmares. This Link is absolutely the most well-seasoned Link of any, even more so than the Hero of Time. So, which Link is superior? I believe that in the end it all comes down to the Hero of Legend with his incredible item arsenal, and the Hero of Time's fierce deity Link form. Link imbued with the power of a dark god. Both of these Links are at their full strength when they have magic power, in that Fierce Deity can shoot powerful sword beams, and the Hero of Legend can call forth explosions, earthquakes, lightning, and is completely invincible and invisible. Without magic power, they are both still extremely strong though. The Fierce Deity can still use the might of the double helix sword even with no magic power, and the Hero of Legend can still use the level 3 golden master sword with double damage due to rings, one hit kills silver arrows, and is so well armoured that he takes hardly any damage. I think overall it's impossible to truly decide between the two, as we can't put them head to head, but I'd give my vote to the most experienced hero the series has ever seen, the Hero of Legend from A Link to the Past, the Oracle games and Link's Awakening. But that's just my opinion. What do you think? Who out of the hero of time or the hero of legend is more powerful, or is it another one entirely? Let me know in the comments below. This video took a monumental amount of effort to research, script and edit, so a like would be so appreciated.
I think it was a well done video altogether. I somewhat agree because I figured it was going to be the hero legend. My problem is his framing of the heroes. So like the hero legend, I'm gonna look that up because I don't remember Ganon having the full might of the Triforce, because the whole point is that Zelda and Link have 2 pieces of the Triforce. He's always trying to get them. And if he makes a wish on the Triforce splits because, like in Ocarina of Time, they explain that the Triforce, if an evil person makes a wish on the Triforce, it splits. If a righteous person makes a wish on the Triforce, they have the full might or whatever. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't fully understand how that works, and he may be right, but I don't think he's given enough credit to the Hero of Time because, in my opinion, the Hero of Time fought the strongest iteration of Ganondorf and Ganon that we've ever seen. Now, the reason I say that is not from gameplay mechanic point of view. I'm saying that because Ganon literally had his wish made. Like, he got into the Sacred Realm, touched the Triforce, made his wish, had it granted, and that's why the Triforce split apart, because he made his wish and it was granted. Then Link is AFK for 7 years, while his body physically matures, so he can wield the Master Sword as an adult. And when he comes out, Ganondorf is at his absolute peak. He has control over basically the world. Nobody can stop him. Nobody can contest him except for Link. And Link does all of this by himself. He doesn't have any help from Zelda. I think Zelda gives him the light arrows, but like in other games, she's the one using the light arrows. Link actually has to use the light arrows. Link actually has to fight Ganon, the full-powered like incarnation of evil, the beast form of demise, by himself. Zelda doesn't help. Link's the one that delivers the final blow and everything. So I really think that, and the hero legend does too. He defeats Ganon with no help. So I do want to give him that. I think that the hero of time needed a little more explanation, and I think that he deserved maybe not to win that, but a few extra experience points, because he did. He fought, the strongest version of Ganondorf that we've really ever seen, and then he goes on to fight Majora, which I'm gonna have to look into the lore of just how powerful Majora is. But I mean, Majora was literally bringing a moon down. Like, what are we talking about? Like, Majora was terrifying. But yeah, I don't know. Good video though. How'd you feel about it? Did you agree with the?
Hero is what.
Yeah, look, I understand what he's saying. And I think that Hero that wins gets a lot of help from his stupid Phantom Hourglass adventure. But specifically the Wind Waker variant of him gets so much glaze, and they're like, oh, well, he's so brave because he's only like a 14-year-old little boy. Ocarina of Time, he was only 10. Oh, well, he was trained by like the last knight of Hyrule or whatever. Ocarina of Time, Link taught himself. He could use these different sword skills. Yeah, if the timing's right, you got to get the timing right. The Twilight Princess Link, I would argue, is more skilled because he can just execute these moves without needing a time, like a timing mechanic. Well, except for like the Mortal Draw, I would say that's kind of timing based.
Yeah, I mean, if Twilight Princess had a second game.
I would love, you know what? I would love for Twilight Princess to have a second game, and you keep doing that. It's very creepy. Yeah, if Twilight Princess Link had a second game, I think that a lot of Zelda fans, myself included, we want a third game for the Hero of Time. Whatever that looks like, whatever that's going to be, I think that we deserve a third game for him, because he is so iconic. A lot more iconic than the Hero of Legend, I would argue. But the Hero Legend has like 4 or 5 games that he's been in, so it's like, I don't know. And really, the Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons are basically like, it's like Pokemon Red and Blue. It's like the same game, just slightly different. But anyway, yeah, thought that was interesting.
Anything else you wanted to add, or?
I think I've pissed off all the right people. So.
All right, well, we'll be back for the next video at some point.
Heck yeah! Live on,
Bye.
Zelda. Bye.